Hi, welcome to the Tampa Bay IIBA Florida chapter. This is our study group for November 14th, 2024. This is our 144th class in a row. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. Today is our annual general meeting. Annual general meeting means that we get to talk about what we've done all this last year and what we're planning on doing for next year and give a lot of accolades. This really gives you insight of behind the scenes of what we do for our chapter and our board members. So let's get started. My name is Thea Soren. I am the vice president of training and professional development for our chapter. I'm also the president for our chapter. All that means is I'm here for you. That's my job, is to be here for you, whatever you need. So you can contact me. The easiest way to do it is through LinkedIn. Other things about me that you might need to know is I'm the founder of the BA Force Multiplier Movement, a worldwide movement to help people understand what business analysis value is for industries regardless all around the world. And we have a leadership group of about 23 business analysis leaders that are working together. I'm also one of the authors for the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge version 3, and one of the authors for Business Analysis Bridging the Gap Between Industries. Very proud of that. Today, we want to celebrate the wins. This list are the people that have reached out to me to say, because of your chapter, we were able to pass our certification. We're extremely proud of that. As you know, education is what we're here for. This is our current board of directors. You'll notice it's growing. We have some folks from all over the world, and you're going to get introduced to some of those tonight. We have members and participants from all over the world as well. Right now, at last count, we had 221 IIBA members. We have participants beyond the IIBA members, but our members include not only the United States, but Canada, Colombia, Jamaica, Nigeria, Russia, the Russian Federation, and the Ukraine. If you are anywhere in the world, if the IIBA in Tampa Bay, Florida is serving your needs and you don't have a local organization, the Tampa Bay chapter is your chapter, and you're welcome to join us. Our chapter gives several ways for people to reach out to connect with us. One of them is our LinkedIn group. One of them are our meeting recordings on YouTube. We have over 130 hours of meeting recordings there. We have Bob's Incredible Index to those meeting recordings, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. We have our chapter website, IIBA.org, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. We are working to create IIBA chapter branches near you. So if you're in Orlando or Pensacola or Sarasota, wherever you're at, if you want to get together with other business analysts and either study or network or just have social time, we want to organize that for you. But you got to reach out to me so I can get you guys in contact with each other. I want to talk about the elephant in the room. We have jobs and we have hot talent ready to go. We want to get those together. So if you know of jobs, please let me know. If you are talent, please let me know. And we will see what we can do to get you two together. Watermark Learning has been our constant companion throughout our 144 classes, and they've given us a 40% discount on all of their products, including project management, business analysis, everything. Their classes, their flashcards, their practice study questions that you can go through. So that's a pretty cool thing. Use that code and you can get it. Adaptive US has given us a similar code of 20% on all of their live classes and on-demand courses, excluding IIBA exam vouchers. Adaptive US is a unique company that they offer a guarantee. If you take a class from them and then you take the certification and you don't pass, they will pay the fee for you to take the certification test again. And if you don't pass, they will pay the fee one more time, giving you full access to the recordings, to the education material that you needed so that you can get across the finish line. They've got a lot of confidence in what they do. Right now, if you want to take one of the certifications, any one of the certifications from the IIBA, if you sign up for it now and take it by December 30th, they'll give you a 20% rebate, which means refund. So take advantage of that if you're ready. to take one of those classes or very, very close. The classes that are not BABOK related are pretty easy. You can usually get those done in a month and be able to take the courses. We are doing the annual board meeting tonight. Next week, we're not going to be meeting. We are going to take the rest of the year off. As you know, we've been meeting every single week for 3.5 years with very few interruptions. We're going to take a few weeks off. So November 15th through December 30th, we're taking time off. When we return on January 2nd, we're going to have our very first social hour. We want to get people back together to see how you're doing, see how one of our members' clavicle, our daughter's clavicle healed up. Did everybody find the job you were looking for? You know, things like that. Okay, now we're going to go to our presenters. We're going to talk about what happened in 2024 and what's going to happen in 2025 that we have planned. So first thing is this. I told you our total membership from the IIBA right now is 221, and they're scattered all around the world. And we know that people that are not IIBA members or not Tampa Bay chapter members are also participating with us, which is awesome. And we're so glad that you're here, but we can only count the people that are IIBA members. We've had 22 new members join our chapter in the last 90 days. And I got into the statistics and I kind of get geeked out just a little bit. Of those members, 182 are individual members and 26 are corporate members. In a few minutes, I'm going to give you a link to find out if your corporation has an IIBA membership. If it does, maybe you don't need to be paying for the membership anymore and your company would pay for it and give you some more stuff. So I'll get there in a minute. Of our members, 16 have earned their ECBA, 4 have earned their CCBA, 33 have earned their CBAP. The additional certifications, we've got 7 people that have earned their additional certifications. That means that 33% of our membership currently hold IIBA certifications, and that's pretty exciting. Of our members, 25 members will expire their membership with the IIBA by the end of this year, and 78 will expire during the first quarter of next year. One of the things I'm going to ask our board to do is start reminding people you might want to renew before you run out. A few more statistics. Of the people that are currently IIBA members in our chapter, 18% of them are actively working toward their certification. They have done some effort to begin their application process, and it has not expired. On the other hand, the second number here on each one, these are the people that have started their applications, but their applications have expired. If that is the case for you, I have great news. It is very, very easy to re-up that application. It does cost the money, but it's easy to get the application through. So if you need help with that, if you need the spreadsheet we've created to make it easier for you, just contact me. So let's talk about the beginning of 2024. At the beginning of 2024, there were 4 people running our chapter. There was Cliff, our marketing person and president, Yulia, our vice president of finance, and Bob was our great advisor, and me. And we were running this thing together. By the end of 2024, this is where we're at for our board. We've got folks from all over the world that have come on board to help us out and make us advance and serve our membership. And I'm thrilled. Of these folks, when we had our Volunteer of the Year nominations, several of them got nominated. And so that's just a indicator that their work is recognized, and that's quite wonderful. So let's start with the first one. Our former president is Cliff, and he is currently the vice president of marketing and membership. You see him in the thing up there in his Millennium Falcon or his X-Wing fighter, depending on which one he feels spicy about today. He is a sci-fi enthusiast with a strong passion for engine repair and DIY projects. He does all his own vehicle maintenance, and he built his current home from the ground up. And now he's repairing hurricane damage because, as you can see, he is in the state of Florida. Because of Cliff's marketing efforts, this is the membership this is the participants who have attended our meetings throughout the year. You can see here, we have an average of 17 per meeting. We've had as many as 27 in some meetings. And this section right here that is a little bit lower is our third BABOK study series. We went through the BABOK 3 times so far. And so that being a little lower makes perfect sense. I anticipate that you don't also realize that these are the people that attend the meeting. We also have a lot of people that go to our YouTube channel and watch the meeting that can't attend due to time zones. Our LinkedIn chat site, we have now reached 1,324 members, and we have 858 companies that follow us. Again, this is because of Cliff's efforts as a majority. Cliff does an incredible amount of work to publicize our meetings on a weekly basis. He says it's easy because he's made it such a process, but we wouldn't have this kind of following and this kind of membership if it weren't for Cliff. So give him a round of applause, guys. The next person I want to talk about is Bob Churchill. Bob, he is a process engineer specializing in computer simulation. Bob, I want you to know I was showing someone one of your presentations that have computer simulations, and they said, he's a genius. I agree. I think most of us agree. Bob was also one of the 3 finalists for the IIBA Southwest region for Volunteer of the Year this year. And a big part of it is because what you see here in green, he created this website called rpchurchill.com just to provide assistance for people to help them understand these concepts. He's also got a mechanical engineering degree and a whole bunch of other degrees and certifications. But this thing is what we're excited about, because whenever you go to our YouTube channels, wading through 135 different videos, it's like, what's in all these? Bob created this cool thing, and I want to show it to you real quick. Let's see. Bob created this website, rpchurchill.com. And if you go to Tampa IIBA study group, this is a list of all of the recordings, and you jump into the recording at the point of the topic you choose. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here to the bottom. These are our special guest speakers that have come to talk to us. You'll see passing. These are people that have just taken their CBAP, and they came to tell us what surprised them. What do they wish they had known? Things that we need to know as we get prepared to work on our CBAP and actually take our certification. If you scroll up, here's all of the techniques. And if you click on one of these, you can see in financial analysis, it will jump to the part of the video they're talking about financial analysis. You don't have to wade through all of it, and Bob did it for us. If you scroll up a bit more, here are the links by the BABOK chapters. Knowledge areas 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then introduction, chapter 1, and chapter 9, underlying competencies. These are our practice test questions. We've gone through them. This is hours of us going through them and talking about what makes that question special. What part of the BABOK is it talking about? What makes that answer the right answer or the best answer? Some of them we don't all agree with. And so the conversation helps us learn from each other. And then if you go above that, beginning in 2001, Bob has put every single meeting in here. Questions about test prep materials. I mean, he has done the work for us, guys. And I want to go up. Here's 2022, 2023. I'm going to get all the way up to 2024. There's 2023 still. 2024. Okay. In January of this year, here is all of our meetings that we've had. We've had Paula Bell come talk to us. We've had Ellen Mishra come talk to us. Betsy Stockdale, Robert Snyder, names that you may or may not know, but many of these folks are well known in the business analysis community, data analytics, UX, project management. And then we go back into our BABOK series. And then here's what we have for the last part of the year. We've done a boatload of work, and a lot of it a lot of our YouTube video watching is because Bob did this for us, and he did the work for us. So he made it easy for people to watch the YouTube videos. This, I know it's hard to read. This is 120. We've had some of these that had some really great views. This is 80 right here, across here. And so you can see people are consistently going to look at these meeting recordings after we finish our meetings. So thank you for that, Bob. Okay, next person I want to introduce to you is Alicia. Alicia is not only the Vice President of Digital Media and Emerging Technologies, she's also one of the co-chairs of the website committee and one of the co-chairs of the editorial committee. We've got big plans for 2025, guys. I'm so excited about this. You'll see that she is also a member of the BA Force Multiplier movement. She's one of the authors of the business analysis, Bridging the Gap Between Industries. And you can see she's also had a LinkedIn article written about her because, guys, she rocks, truly. I'm going to introduce somebody else real quick, and I'm going to turn the stage over to them so that they can talk about what they've been doing with the website. The next person is Esther. Esther is our Vice President of Technology. She also works with as a co-chair of the website committee and the editorial committee. She also is a member of the BA Force Multiplier movement, and she was the impetus. She was the trailblazer for us to create that book, Bridging the Gap Between Industries. And I'm going to ask Alicia and Esther to come on and talk about what they did with our website this year.
Great, thank you for the introduction. So as we reflect on 2024, we are able to celebrate quite a bit from the technology and digital media and emerging technologies groups. So in 2024, we completed a data migration to the new website. We successfully transitioned to a new user-friendly website, ensuring that all of our data is secure, accessible, and well organized. This migration enhances the user experience for all of our members and supports for easier access to resources. We then customized that website. So it is very unique to our chapter, lots of visuals, and we have a lot planned for its future customization for 2025, which I'll talk about here in a few. We developed a custom chapter letterhead, which is something that we desperately needed, and that gave us a distinct way to unify and elevate our chapter communications, ensuring that everything is professional and consistently branded across the board. We then created custom committee emails. So as our team continued to grow, we developed additional emails. So that way we have dedicated email addresses for each committee to allow more streamlined and organized communication across the board for all of our members. And then we've implemented a comprehensive event management system within our website. So if you go visit our new website, you can see all of our events have been posted and you can register right on our website. We do have this filled out pretty much all the way until the middle of next year. And we're actively, continuously adding events. So stay tuned to our website for the most recent events. And then we also established the editorial and website committees. So forming these committees, it will be a vital step in enhancing our online content and communication strategy. So that is something that we're super excited about. So for 2025, this we are super excited about. We are going to implement a quarterly newsletter. So that way we can keep all of our members informed and highlight all of our accomplishments and provide updates on upcoming events, initiatives, and member achievements. We're also going to implement a case study library. So this will help bring some valuable resources for members to use, real world examples to apply insights into their everyday life and their current place of business, or if you're looking for a job, you can definitely use those to assist you in your job search. We will be releasing the first set of articles from the website committee. So this it'll just be the first batch, but we're going to continuously keep that up. So we'll be launching that in the 2025 year. We'll also be implementing a link tree. So as you know, if you've attended our events before, we've got quite a few links that we put in the chat. So we are going to try to streamline that into one link. So you could be on the lookout for that. So that'll give you access to all of our social media channels, all of our let's see, I said social media, or well, that I guess that includes YouTube. We'll include that as social media. And anything else, our website, so on and so forth. So any way that you can contact us, it will be in our link tree. We'll also be implementing QR codes for our events and for our website. So if you are viewing this at a later date, you can easily scan your screen or take a photo for use for a future date. So that way it'll take you right to our event page, details, etc. For whatever we're talking about at that given point in time. And then we will be implementing custom graphics for our upcoming events and special announcements. So that way we can share consistent branding across our social media platforms. So that was a lot. I'm excited. Esther's excited. We're all excited. So those are things you can look forward to for 2025. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Awesome. Esther, did you want to say anything? Maybe Esther can. Esther lives on the other side of the continent, and she may still be at work. In fact, I'm sure she's still at work, so she can't always participate. Okay. So anyway, she's in Oregon. So let's go on to Richard. Richard is in Washington, and Richard is our vice president of finance. His hobby is to teach people, kids particularly, how to play rugby. And one of the things I love about that is rugby is the way that most of us learned what scrum meant. You know, this is a scrum, and they lock together and they are both all going in the same direction, which is what we do in Agile. So that's exciting. But Richard, why don't you come on and talk about our bank account?
Hi, everyone. So I came onto the board in August, and we have opened up an account with Chase Bank. And we are currently waiting for a transfer of funds from IIBA for membership of roughly over $10,000. So we'll get to use that and help our members in the coming year.
So this is new to us because we've been running on zero budget all this time. And now that we have money coming in, we need to pay Cliff back for some things that he's footed for us. And then we're going to figure out what's the best way to benefit our members with and keep everything above board. Okay, next I'm going to introduce you to Kennedy Davis. Kennedy is a native Floridian. She is our director of emerging professionals. She said that being a native Floridian is hard because in her family, she is the only one that's a UF alumni. The rest of her family are like the opposite, and sometimes they don't talk to her. She graduated with her bachelor's in communication very recently, and so she can relate to the college students that are currently in college. She still speaks the language. Her favorite hobby is equestrian, and as I said, she is our vice president of emerging professionals. Kennedy, why don't I turn it over to you and let you show us your basic presentation that you're getting prepared for professors and directors of business and such.
Yeah, sure thing. Can everybody hear me just fine? Can you hear me just fine? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna get started by just kind of showing everybody what the official like outreach email looks like. And then I'm gonna share my share my screen here. I somehow clicked out of, where's the Zoom? Here we go. So I don't totally know why or how, but my computer is gone into the dark mode. I want to switch it back, but I was toggling with it and just gave up. But essentially, the entire, or I guess my entire goal, obviously would be to reach out to colleges, college professors, presidents of organizations, clubs within the business space as well as the technology space in different schools. So what I plan to do is, of course, send this email out first so that they're able to just read a little bit about who we are, who I am, why I'm reaching out to them, and then the benefits of partnering with us. And then I have all of my contact information down here. I'm trying to change this little banner at the bottom, the footer, but I wasn't successful in doing that. So before I upload it anywhere, this will be changed. And of course, it'll just be one page. So this is just our initial outreach email. And then I have the presentation here, and I'm going to go through it relatively quickly just because I feel like we all are aware of the information that I put on here, but I'm just going to kind of go through the gist of each slide, and there's only 9 slides, so I don't think it'll really be that long. So this is just the first slide. I originally had our like the group photo that we have on Facebook here, but Esther recommended me change it, so I just kind of put my title here and then just our little logo. If anybody has a different idea on what to use for just a initial photo, let me know, but this is what I have just for now. So it's the introduction to the IIBA in the world of business analysis for emerging professionals, aka people who are about to graduate. So that's that slide. Then I'm going to pull up my notes here. So the second slide is basically just what is the IIBA, what's our mission and what's our role here. I did also think about adding our core values, unless I have it riddled in throughout this one of these entries. I think I might, but I was thinking about just having our core values just because I know that we also did go over that as a group and we all collaborated to put something together. So I figured that would also be good here. And then I have some of the certifications that we offer exams for on this side. Then my third slide is basically just why student engagement is important. So I think this would be good to show kind of the symbiotic relationship that we want to establish with college students or just colleges in general. Why we need them and what they get out of working with us. So I have just the networking, learning, and then career opportunities here. And then for the fourth slide, I wanted to include the membership perks. One idea that I had was just include some kind of code down here just so that it prompts people or gives people enough information to want to look in and start clicking around and maybe do some pricing. But I figured obviously if I'm going to be presenting this to administration or the president of a college organization or just students in a class, I'd want to include the perks of being a student since they're on their way out the door. And then just why it's important to pursue a certification with us. And then I have these 4 points here. And then the fifth slide is what is a business analyst? One of the things that I was really confused on when I first started was exactly what a business analyst was. And today, even to this day, I still kind of have people ask me that question. So of course I do my little short pitch on what we do and why we're important. And then I thought it'd be great to include the knowledge areas as well, because I think this is something that everybody can relate to no matter where you're going. These 4 knowledge areas are going to resonate with somebody. So I wanted to put these here. And then along with that, I figured it would also be important to include business analyst versus business analytics. When I was doing some research, I noticed that some colleges have business analytics like courses and majors and classes and stuff, but I don't want everybody to just sort of group it in together because there are differences. So I did put together this neat little chart here. And I think this would be very helpful for somebody that has questions or for someone that really just wants to know the difference between the two because they are very similar in just the wording. So there's that. And then I have that slide is just continued. So I wanted to include the fact that being a business analyst, there's an IT side, but then there's also a non-IT side. So I wanted to include that here as well as the responsibilities for each one, and then the examples of somebody that, for instance, is or wants to be an IT business analyst. What kind of projects would they be working on? For somebody that's not super into the IT side, but is into the more business side, what kind of responsibilities would this person have, and what kind of projects would they be working on? Um, it took me a while to understand this when I was really looking into being a BA, or just into getting my certification as well. So I figured this would be something good for someone that is still kind of confused on it or is just still learning. I think it's important that they know that your ability to be a BA does not depend 100% on whether or not you know the systems or the technologies or anything like that. And I thought it would be good to talk about how BAs are everywhere, different backgrounds, different majors, different interests, different passions, all of that. It can all be business analysis. So that means everybody has the capacity to be a business analyst. You do just need that business acumen, targeted knowledge, and any kind of digital skills that you may or may not possess to drive better business outcomes. So that's also something I wanted to include because I think in order to be an effective BA, you have to know that formula, and you have to have that goal in mind of having a better business outcome, more efficiency, stuff like that. And I did grab this little graph here from our website because I think this really highlights how a BA can come from any direction and still be able to contribute to different projects and different initiatives and stuff like that. And then my very last slide was just some Q&A. I did put in parenthesis that it needs work because my goal here is to be able to have some questions that students might still have after a presentation kind of like this. And I want to see if I can maybe help answer those questions and then also provide them with some good resources on our website to get more information. So if anybody has any good questions or anything that maybe you would be wondering after something like this or something that you wrote down, please let me know and I can incorporate it into this last slide. I think maybe 5 or 6 questions max, and then I could of course include the answer and then where to learn more if they're interested in diving a little bit deeper. And then that's the last slide. I did decide to keep these extra ones here just in case I needed to add something else or maybe something needed to be continued or there's just like a second part to everything. So I do have some of the last slides here that are just blank, but I do intend for the Q&A to be the very last one, and anything additional that I create would go in the middle of the presentation.
Very good. Thank you, Kennedy, for showing us the work that you've put in on this. I look forward to seeing the cool results.
Yeah, and I'm excited to of course be able to network in that way. Because when I was in college, I wish that somebody like me would have had the knowledge that I didn't have then that I have now. I think I would have had a much easier journey, a much easier transition, but it is what it is. So I'm happy to be doing this.
You're hitting a niche that needs to be hit. So thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
Thank you.
round of applause. She's put a lot of work into this. Had to think outside of her comfort zone. And we all have things that we can we can help other people in, and she's helping the people that she relates to the most. So this is very, very cool. Okay, let me share again. Then now I want to talk about our board members at large. Most of these folks have come on board just recently, and they don't have a lot of other responsibilities. So I'm just going to introduce them really quickly. This is Eric. Eric is in Colorado, near Denver, and he is one of our board members at large. Olga, you know Olga from our study group. She has passed her CBAP certification, and we are so excited for her. And she contacted me and she said, tell me how I can volunteer, how can I give back? And so she's come on board as our board member at large as well. Dr. Rejoice is from Canada. I've tried to put her on the map just right up there, you know, in the area that she's at. She's got a doctorate in sociology, and she's going to help us work on some things.
Excuse me, Tia. People
Yes.
keep congratulating me, but the thing is, I didn't pass yet. I didn't take the exam yet.
Well, I am so
There is some mistake.
Then it's my fault. I apologize. Olga, thank you for being upfront about that.
I didn't
You-
have time yet.
Okay,
You will though.
you will rock it.
Soon.
No, you
I
will.
will. Yeah, I will certainly, but not yet.
Okay, well, thank you for being upfront about that. I love your honesty. Dr. Rejoice is going to help us work on some strategies. So I'm looking forward to that. And this is China. China actually lives in Atlanta, Georgia. The Atlanta chapter was not functioning very well, and she contacted me. She said, how can I get involved? And I said, well, until they get their stuff up, you can be a part of us. And so she is involved with us. She's going to be contributing as well. This is Hari. Hari is, guys, I'm truly excited about Hari. Hari is the vice president of the not PMI chapter organization, the IPMA. It is just like PMI, except not quite as big. And he is working in a very important organization right now, and he's bringing some expertise from outside of the IIBA to us, going to help us mature our chapter as well. And the last person is Amarachi. Amarachi actually lives in Nigeria, and she is a business analyst. She wanted more business analysis experience, and we've got some business analysis experience to be able to give to her. And I'm looking forward to her contribution. And as you know, my name is Thea Soren. I'm going to, and I live in the middle of the United States now. I did live in Tampa. I live in the middle of the US now. And so as you can see, our board is all over the place, not just all over the United States, but all over the world. Our membership and our participants are also the same. So we reflect our membership pretty well. Let's talk about what we've done this year. We have partnered with associations, and these two will save you money if you engage, I think. If you live in the Florida area, specifically in the Tampa Bay area, go to the Tampa Bay Tech member directory. The reason I want you to do that is because of this. Tampa Bay Tech does not allow individuals to join. They only allow organizations to join, only companies. If their member directory contains your organization, even if you don't live in Tampa Bay, if you live in someplace else, but your company has a membership with Tampa Bay Tech here in Tampa Bay, you have benefits. They have things that you can participate in. They have trainings and things like that. So check it out. I mean, I saw the organization Goodwill was on there, and I know they're all over the nation. The next one is the IIBA. Did you know that IIBA has partner programs, which means corporate memberships? If your company is a member of the IIBA, they have a certain number of memberships, and they have a certain number of credits that they can give out to that company that you don't have to pay for your own membership or pay for your tests or application fees and such. See if your company is a member on this list. So other things that we've done with the other associations and organizations throughout the year of 2024 is we've presented representing the Tampa Bay chapter, representing you in the Tampa Bay chapter, so that we show up good for you. And so I presented with the IIBA in Central Iowa in July. Heather and I presented what we had presented at BBC not long after that. I presented twice to the IIBA in Ireland for their lean coffee session, one on RACI and one on using personality to craft communication. And then I did a 13-week series with the Philippines and did their CBAP certification classes. I did a different CBAP 13-week series with the Ireland chapter, and we worked through their certification series. And you see here, Oksana actually completed her CBAP, and we're very, very proud of her. We have several other people that are working on getting their CBAP, but it also increased their attendance and their participation by having that series. So that was pretty exciting. You remember that we had the Tampa Bay Women in Agile and the Tampa Bay Product Group come and do a partnership with us. Well, what you might not know is Esther went and did a presentation to them, and I did a presentation with them. So we are working on that. I'm sorry, I didn't do a presentation with them. They did a presentation with us. Esther did the presentation with them. I got that all straight now. Another organization that we worked with is BABOK. This is out of the UK. BABOK came and presented here, but that was after Esther did a presentation for them and I did a presentation for them. And next week, I'm going to be doing a presentation for Women in Business Analysis out of Canada, talking about stakeholder management using the RACI. So those are just associations that we've been sharing presentations or exchanging presentations with this year. One association that you may or may not know of is the Bluegrass IIBA chapter. Bluegrass is a word that's familiar to people that live in Kentucky. So this is the Kentucky chapter of the IIBA. It's one of the most active chapters in the United States, maybe the world. And they have mentored us in our growth as a chapter here at Tampa Bay. One of the things that they did is Aaron volunteered to give us 3 or 4 hours on a Saturday, and we went through and determined what is our current mission statement. And we created and documented our mission statement. We also went through and identified and created our core values. Now, I'm going to admit we created these 5 concepts. The words that are underneath them I got from ChatGPT today because I needed something that wasn't just words. I wanted to have the words there, the explanation there. Our board has not ratified that part, so that is just my initial stab at what it is. Something else that happened in 2024 that I'm pretty excited about is these 4 people got together with a couple of other people and wrote a book. This is Bridging Business Analysis, Bridging the Gap Across Industries. It talks about what it's like to be a business analyst in 12 different industries, usually with case studies. Several of these folks are working on the next series of books. So we have another 12 industries we're working on. This probably wouldn't have happened if we hadn't created the relationship of working together here at Tampa Bay. Something else, 2024, I spoke at BBC with Heather, and it was a fantastic experience, and I am addicted to it. BBC is pretty exciting. It's 4 days that has over 1,000 delegates or participants, and we had 86 speakers and 108 sessions. It is exhausting and wonderful. It is so exciting to be with other people that think the same way I do or you do. While I was in Florida for that in Orlando, I traveled across the state and met some of our board members over in Tampa. So you'll recognize this is Cliff. He was the president at that time. This is Julia. She was the vice president of finance. And here is our trustee advisor over here, not looking real happy that I got him to let me take a picture. Partners that we're planning for this next year. We are looking at working again with Northwest Arkansas, with the Raleigh Triangle chapter, and with hopefully the Greater Atlanta chapter. and maybe a few other chapters and organizations that we can lean in and give them benefit, and maybe we can do some partnering with them. What are we planning for 2025? First of all, this is our best stab at it so far, but I want your input. If there's something that you want, I rely on you to reach out to me on LinkedIn and give me your input. Even if it's a little thing, I want to know, and I value your input, okay? So this is what we have planned so far. We want to continue what we're working on in 2024, the things that we think are working. We want to continue our weekly meetings to provide education, encouragement, and networking. We want to start some branch groups for in-person meeting. We want to continue our park cleanup that we have in Tampa Bay. We want our emerging professionals to engage with the University of Tampa and maybe others. If you know of people in colleges that can bring us in and let us talk to either their students or help them set up programs for business analysis, reach out. We want to keep you aware of the discounts from the IIBA and our partners. With vendors and associations, we want to work with existing vendors to provide training and opportunities for our IIB website events calendar. We're putting in things on our website events calendar that are for other chapters, for our partners. We want to make it a one-stop shop for you so that you can go there and see what's happening in our organization as well as in others that we think bring value. We want to begin to offer vendors EEP classes to our audience. So if you're looking for a specific certification or a specific class, reach out to me and tell me what you're looking for, and I'll see if I can find it for you at some kind of discount, hopefully. We want to work with recruiting companies to provide easy access to their current jobs. If you know of a recruiting company or a recruiter that would like to work with us, maybe we can help them. And we want to partner with associations to bring you fresh information and possibly opportunities. So this is what we have for our schedule for 2025 so far. Can you believe we're talking about 2025? Our very first meeting is going to be our social. I talked about that earlier. On January 9th, Brianna Castile is going to talk about business analysis to bring value in business architecture. On the 16th, Iksana is coming from Sri Lanka virtually to talk about design thinking. He was the first one to bring the Google design thinking sprints to Sri Lanka. And he's going to talk about initiating a new project with that. Chris is going to bring leadership, as she's got a talk called, was I supposed to use a teaspoon or a tablespoon? And she got that from looking at her grandmother's recipes. Her grandmother knew what she was writing down, but us looking at somebody else's instructions don't always make sense. So she wants to talk about creating your leadership recipe. Our very own Alicia from our board is going to talk about leadership, strategic leadership and business analysis on January 30th. And then on February 6th, Nida is going to talk about SAFE. A lot of us have heard about SAFE. And so she's going to explain what the SAFE train is and what its pros and cons are. On February 13th, we're going to have another joint meeting with Tampa Bay Women in Agile and the Tampa Bay Product Group. We're going to talk about the state of Agile. And you've heard people talk about, are you a product owner? Are you a business analyst? And we've also heard that some companies are getting rid of their business analysts because they're going all Agile. And so either you're a product owner or you're not in. So we want to talk about that on February 13th. On February 20th, you might recognize this name. Howard is going to be talking about product ownership and getting deeper into the responsibility of what is a product owner. On February 27th, Jody Huss and I are going to do a first dry run on dysfunctional mapping. And it's going to it's a new technique that is basically a conglomeration of several techniques. It's going to take us in 1 hour through something that should probably take us several hours. We're going to take a problem through the steps of root cause analysis, solution determination, decomposition, prioritization, and the initial sprint planning. So we're going to identify a product, a project, and a solution. And then this is really exciting. The next month, for the month of March, we're going to walk through an SDLC, a true software development lifecycle project. We're going to have 4 weeks of stand-up, reprioritization, development, tests, demos, and going into production. And we're looking at a real product that we're going to really put out there. So if you want to have true hands-on experience on SDLC and you don't have any other options, that's what we're going to do then. The next week, April 3rd, Chris Kraft is going to come talk to us about process improvement. And what he has there, consensus plenior, is a Latin term, and I don't know that I remember what it means, but it's pretty cool because whenever he's talking about process improvement and business wisdom, it's giving a new slant on it, and I'm looking forward to hearing that from him. On April 10th, we have business analysis recruiters coming to talk about the job market and what we want to learn. So again, if you know of recruiters from a company or a couple of companies, I'd like to talk to them. On April 17th, Eric is going to come and talk about what does it take to become a business analyst? What are the basics that you need to understand? He has a business that he teaches the basics of business analysis. And coming up to the last parts of the things that we've scheduled, Silas is going to, on April 24th, talk to us about, as a business analyst, measuring the intangibles. And as I recall, this is going to be about measuring the benefits and values of business analysis, the things that you can't quantify very easily. And then once again, Alicia's going to come back and she's going to talk to us on May 1st about building synergy in global teams and working with stakeholders. So that's currently what we have scheduled for the first half of the year. Again, some of these things may have to be rescheduled at certain times, and we need other things for the rest of the year. I want to know what you want to learn about this next year. I want to know if you're interested in having meetings at a different time as well as this time. I know some of the folks that participate, this is awfully late for them if they're in Europe. And we can schedule a secondary meeting. We can schedule some in person. We're kind of thinking about having some in-person meetings in Tampa. So reach out to me and we'll see what we have. I'd like to ask everyone, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any concerns, to come off of mute and let us know what you're thinking. You want to raise your... Go ahead, Olga.
I probably missed it, but are we going to have those study groups in the next year? Like with the tests that we did this year.
Are we going to do it for a CBAP?
Yeah, that kind of.
We haven't scheduled it yet. If we have several people that need it, we will probably do that. It's possible we might do it at a time different than this so that we can let this audience continue with, you know, other development, and we'll do a different series for CBAP. Is that something you'd be interested in, Olga?
No, I'm not sure. I just think that those study groups were very attractive for people who were preparing for the CBAP. And when I was looking for a study group to join, this is how I found the Tampa Bay chapter, and I liked it because of those study groups.
Okay.
At first.
All right.
So
we will consider it.
So I'm just saying that this is something very useful for the people who are looking for training,
Okay. Very good. I will put that on my list of options. Thank you, Olga. Anybody else want to talk?
Okay, if
Ooh,
somebody
crickets.
wants that, I have a very quick question. I asked in the chat if I can reach you out before the January 2, regarding those plans for the next year.
Absolutely. I'm on LinkedIn every single day, even on days off. I can't stay
Okay.
off. And so
Okay.
contacting me on LinkedIn is perfect.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thea, you and I need to join a LinkedIn recovery group eventually. It just
Me, honestly, gives me a way to give back and meet people and learn. I really appreciate LinkedIn for that.
yeah, I know, but we're probably both on there way too much.
I'm kind of relieved that there's not one of those counters that say you've been on LinkedIn for 20 hours this week. It might do that. What do y'all think about what we've done this year? It's been pretty awesome, hasn't it?
I feel like I
Well,
came in at like just the right time because this was exactly what I was looking for, and I don't think I took my exam and I passed it the first time that I took it because of all the helpful resources and videos that I was watching, all from the IIBA. So I don't know if I can say that it would have been or that I would have been as successful my first time around had I not had access to it. So I'm excited for next year, since I'll be in a different position than I was the year before.
Awesome.
well, I can tell you, compared to the other chapters, the fact that we have weekly guests and as many as we have, I don't think there's another chapter that compares. And I'm including bluegrass with that. Thea. I know they have other stuff, but as far as presentations, I mean, we got a lot of people and we're consistent.
Right. Well, the bluegrass chapter has a little bit different focus. What we're
Yes.
trying to do is give you a wide variety of information that's going to help you be successful in today's job market and in your job today. You can take back things about business architecture or project management or UX or, there's so much, but it's my job to figure out what it is you need. What I would be benefiting from though is if you told me what you need. If you come up, it's like, I wish we could learn. Tell me. I have access, as you may know, I have got over 14,000 people in my LinkedIn network. Cliff has 29,000. We have access to a lot of people in a lot of different industries with a lot of different levels of experience. Some of them teach, some of them talk, some of them write. I can bring them to you, but I need to know what you want. Okay. Anybody else have anything else to say about 2024?
I will.
Yes, China.
Thank you. So I was just saying in the chat that my initial contact was with Cliff, and he was super welcoming. And since then, I have been among some of the brightest people, and I'm really into brains. Like I like to learn, so I've been really like enthused, and that's why I tune in every week because it's so interesting, it's so entertaining, and it's never like boring. Everybody always gives you a golden nugget for every hour that you get. So I just want to say that I'm super thankful to be a part, and I've been truly enjoying myself. So thank you.
Awesome. And China coming onto our board is a great way to say, I want to be a part of it for real. That's great.
Thank you.
One thing I didn't give Cliff credit for, and I should mention this, he takes attendance every single week and he keeps track of it. So whenever you go for your certification and you need to prove that you have professional development hours from the Tampa Bay IIBA, he has made it easy for us to say, we know exactly how many hours to give you credit for on the letterhead and make it official. So Cliff, thanks for doing that for us, as well as the many, many other things you do.
And just so you guys know, that spreadsheet is out on the Google Share that you guys have access to. You cannot edit it, fairness, but you can look at it. So, and on the second tab on the spreadsheet is a list of all the names, and there's a formula on the right that will tell you how many times you've attended. So If you go to the second tab of that and find your name, it'll tell you to the right. You've been to 20 events, 10 events, whatever. It automatically counts for you.
Right. Okay, so we are at time. I hope that you got some good reminders of the good stuff that we got done in 2024. But once again, if you want something different in 2025, if you want an opportunity, if you hear of an opportunity, conventions, opportunities to speak, you know, things like that, let me know. I will get them to the right people so that we can take advantage of it. If we can go to a convention, we're going to bring back the knowledge to you. So that's what we do. Thanks so much for what you put in the chat. That means a great deal to us. Your thank yous, your acknowledgement that what we do here has helped you maybe get your certification, maybe give you encouragement. That's what we live for. So we appreciate that. If you don't mind, consider putting on LinkedIn if this has been a good thing for you. If people don't hear about us, we can't help them. If they don't come to us, we can't help them. So that's what we do. Okay, guys, see you in 2025. Reach out to me on LinkedIn if you want to talk before then. I'll make time for you. All right? Talk to you later, guys. Have a good holiday. Bye.
One.